India's first original Netflix series, Sacred Games, finding itself at the center of a massive controversy. After two separate complaints claiming that the series defames former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, now jumping onto the bandwagon, the All India Cine Workers Association.
After the first complaint was filed against Netflix's original series Sacred Games starring Nawazuddin Siddiqui and Saif Ali Khan, another complaint has been filed by Congress worker Suresh Shamlal Gupta, who is also the president of the All Indian Cine Workers Association, saying that the series insults former Prime Minister of India Rajiv Gandhi.
Even as the Delhi High Court is yet to accept the plea against Netflix and Sacred Games, a political debate has erupted over creative freedom. While the Congress says the show misuses the right to free speech, BJP is accusing the party of curbing creative expression.
All the dialogues that were spoken on the basis of lies. Lies which have been projected by the BJP for its own political gains.
I genuinely feel that overall view that this is absolutely hypocritical. They did the same thing when Madhur Bhandarkar made that film.
Mirror now asks, is the Congress party trying to curb creative freedom, or has Sacred Games crossed the fine line between creative freedom and defamation? Let's debate.
You're watching the Urban Debate on Mirror. Now, one of the things that we do very well in our country is take offense. We take offense at the drop of a hat. Now we have this brand new show called Sacred Games that's on Netflix. Now remember, interestingly, in India, when you upload something on the internet, you don't need a censor certificate. So this is a show as categorized by Netflix for audiences 16 and above that includes bad language, nudity and violence. But there are no rules on the internet. The Congress party seems to have taken offense, which is interesting if you consider the fact that the Congress party has spent the last 1 year lecturing the BJP about freedom of speech, about tolerance and about allowing creative freedom. Is the Congress party being hypocritical? And does freedom of speech allow us to create shows like Netflix's Sacred Games and put them out? Or are we so sensitive as a country that we need to take offense for every single thing? Our phone lines are open if you've watched the show. If you haven't, don't worry, there are no spoilers. You can continue to watch it, at least before this moves into High Court at least. Pick up the phone and call us, tell us what you think. Joining me on the show, Rajiv Pandey, leader for the BJP, Mohammad Khan of the Congress, Sanjana is an actor joining us in Bangalore, Ashwini Chaudhary, filmmaker, Umar Hora is an advocate with the Supreme Court, and Priya Gupta is a director. I'm going to start my questioning obviously with Mohammad Khan of the Congress. Mohammad Khan of the Congress party, you spent the last 1 year lecturing the BJP about tolerance, about freedom of speech, about creative freedom. What happened? You changed your mind?
Well, Faith, this is a sensitive topic, so if you'll bear with me, I want to put 3 points before you. First is, we saw the content that is being complained of and it was brought to our attention in the Congress. We took a call, while of course some of it was less than desirable, we took a call that we would not officially pursue any such complaints or take any action, because truly we do believe in the freedom of the press and of the artistic license of these people to make this show. Number 2, there were 2 individual complaints and 1 more filed by individuals, one in the Delhi High Court, one in Mumbai and one in Bengal. And on 3 particular forums yesterday, we made it a point to say that this is the complaint filed by an individual and who has exercised his recourse available to him under the law. The law of defamation treats all equally. People have filed petitions on behalf of Savarkar and the RSS who are vaguely associated with those individuals in that organization. And ultimately, it is for the law to decide. Thirdly, having said that, these people have adopted a peaceful route to voice their protest. We don't have to like everything that is put forth in the name of artistic license. If we found it to be distasteful, these people have raised it. And I'm certain that a court of competent jurisdiction will decide if it's offensive or not. Personally, me and my colleagues in the Congress do not find it offensive. We feel that the legacy of Rajiv Gandhi is so great and towering that to say that it can be diminished by something like this is itself doing a disservice to it. So therefore, officially, and I can assure you of this, we will not be pursuing any action because we do stand for the freedom of speech, but these are individual complaints and we have no control over them.
Well, Mohammad Khan, if I'm not mistaken, and it seems like I am, didn't your colleague Priyanka Chaturvedi have a press conference yesterday where she talked about how the Congress party is hurt by this, by this particular show?
Yes. You're right, she did, and during the course of the press conference, she spoke about the specific context in which we were offended. We felt that the references to Bofors were unnecessary because Rajiv Gandhi ji, as you will remind me, has been cleared by 3 independent courts across governments which didn't even belong to the Congress, or which weren't even, during which time the Congress wasn't in power. Also the references to Shah Bano, etc. We thought were disrespectful. Of course Priyanka ji said it, but she also said that this individual has filed this complaint in his individual capacity. And if you look at the broader context of the press conference, that's what the objective was, that we do stand for the freedom of speech. That's all I can say about that. It's a tricky topic.
It is a tricky topic for you indeed. Rajiv Pandey of the BJP, do you agree that Mohammad Khan has managed to find his tightrope in the middle of all of this? Because the BJP has been at the receiving end of those lectures for the last 1 year.
You see, yesterday Congress spokesperson did a press conference, and now Congress has realized that they were at wrong, so now they are trying to distance itself. But I would like to comment on 3 aspects. First, that he said that RSS was associated with Savarkar and all. There the Congress president has categorically said that RSS killed Gandhi, and that's why he is being pulled up by the courts of law. Second thing, Rajiv Gandhi's name was never cleared. He died in 1991. So, the moment a person dies who is accused in any case or in any investigation, you can't go on and investigate about that. So, let me, sir, please, when you spoke, I did not speak, please. Please, don't be intolerant. So, what I'm saying,
please go ahead, Rajiv.
The moment somebody is dead, you can't go against that. Third thing, the biggest point is, in this case, if there is a defamation of Rajiv Gandhi ji, then the cause of action is only Sonia Gandhi ji and Rahul Gandhi ji or Priyanka Gandhi ji can file case. The moment they file case, they will be cross-examined on some issues like whether Rajiv Gandhi's connection with the Quattrochi, whether Rajiv Gandhi connection, Italian connection, whether Rajiv Gandhi, Sonia Gandhi was having, so they are not filing themselves. Third thing, as the Shah Bano case is concerned, again that will be asked you whether Congress party, Rajiv Gandhi did not throw that judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court of India into the dustbin or not by bending down before the mullahs and maulvis of this country for votes. So Congress has realized this mistake and now they have gone. You know, defamation law is very clear. If somebody defames Rajiv Gandhi ji, Rajiv Gandhi ji family has every right to file a defamation case and do. A Congress party has nothing to do with this. Why press conference? Now one All India Senior Workers Association, I don't know what kind of these senior workers, I am from Mumbai. These are paper organizations because there is Senior Worker Association of Congress Party has no value in Mumbai. So now that is filing. Somebody is filing from Bengal. You know, one High Court, one petition is filed for the deletion of certain contents and certain scenes. Under which law that can be done? I am unable to understand. Now Congress has realized this mistake and so there is a change of the stand. And if that is the case, then all these 3 cases which are filed by the individual people have nothing to do with this whole issue. Nobody has talked about the Congress party, that Congress party did this to Shah Bano. Congress party
okay, so hang on. All right. So your argument, Rajiv Pandey, is first of all, you believe that you're not buying Mohammad Khan's argument that this is just individuals. You're saying this is the Gandhi family filing through somebody else. Yes. That's your first argument. And your second argument is that all of the facts in the show are true.
No, I am not here to say whether it is true or false. I am saying, but these 2 things, if Sonia Gandhi dare to file a defamation case against the phantom or against the actor, actor's lawyer will ask questions in the cross-examination.
Okay, Mohammad Khan, respond please. Mohammad Khan,
whatever is said, that is right or wrong.
Rajiv ji, pehli baat to ye, Rajiv ji, first of all, let me correct you for the record. There have been 3 commissions of inquiry. 2 of them are judicial commissions of inquiry. They have cleared, they have repeatedly found in judgments that run into hundreds of pages that Rajiv Gandhiji's alleged involvement in Bofors did not exist, much like your claims in 2G. This too was an empty balloon that you sent out to create a furor. Rajiv Gandhiji has been cleared of any charges multiple times, and may I remind you, your government has filed a PIL now to reopen the case, which we welcome. So sir, hum in chunautiyon se piche nahi hatte. Number two, your legal argument that Rahul ji and Madam Sonia Gandhi ji did not file a complaint because they were afraid of being cross-examined is absurd. They are currently before courts having the courage of their convictions, because when you remember, you people said apologize to the RSS and we'll withdraw the complaint. And Rahul ji looked you in the eyes and said, no, I will not back down, do your worst. So Rajiv ji, please educate yourself on your party's litigation history before you try and attack us. Number three, finally this, I know how this must be perceived. But the truth is, you have to understand that of course there's freedom of speech, but within the law itself, there are remedies available. Individuals, again and again, and the High Court petition, sir, aap dobara jaake padhiye, and I believe the Mirror Now fact checkers have done a good job on this. Go read the High Court petition. It just doesn't cover Rajiv Gandhi ji. It covers a plethora of things with which they take offense, including the portrayal of Hindus at a certain point of time. So please read the petition before you start ascribing it to the Congress or to other political groups. That's all I have to say. I know how this seems. We stand for freedom of speech. We always will. We also have the right under the law to raise protest when it is considered distasteful. That's all.
Well, I just want to read out what Congress spokesperson Priyanka Chaturvedi did say. One second. She said, and I'm quoting this out of the Indian Express, freedom of speech is everyone's democratic right, but using that freedom of speech to spread a set of lies, I think, is a conspiracy, which we would want to say is not appreciable. We need to understand that all the dialogues were on the basis of lies which have been projected by the BJP for political gains. This is very interesting, and films normally become easy targets. Ashwini Chaudhary is a filmmaker who joins us from Mumbai. Ashwini Chaudhary, again.
Can I just 30 seconds? Can I say one
thing? Well,
I've
already given you a lot of time, Rajiv Pandey. Okay, 30 seconds, very quickly.
Only 30 seconds, ma'am. You know, Congress spokesperson has said, like 2G. In 2G, Honorable Supreme Court of India has said that there was an organized loot. So don't say your ministers went to jail. And Supreme Court, that
no, but what does that have to do with the conversation we're having right now?
Sir, you are unable to prove it, despite having all the authorities at your disposal, Rajiv ji. आप साबित कहाँ कर पाए? ये खोखले आरोप
okay, we're getting derailed. Gentlemen, please. Gentlemen. Ashwini Chaudhary, please. Ashwini Chaudhary, what is your response to these two complaints that have been filed against Sacred Games?
फिर मैं सबसे पहले जो भाजपा और कांग्रेस के दो स्पोक्सपर्सन यहाँ बैठे हैं प्रतिनिधि, वो जिस तरह की बात कह रहे हैं, मैं उनसे एक बात कहना चाहूँगा कि जो दोनों पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज़ हैं, चाहे वो कांग्रेस है चाहे बीजेपी है, एज़ फार एज द क्वेश्चन ऑफ फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन गोज़, इन दोनों का ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड एक जैसा ही है. इट डिपेंड्स कि किस वक्त कौन सा सवाल उठता है. जब उड़ता पंजाब का सवाल उठा था या पद्मावत का सवाल उठा था, तो अब जो रूलिंग पार्टी है, और तब कांग्रेस ने बहुत शोर मचाया था कि फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन के ऊपर बहुत बड़ा हमला हो रहा है. आज सेक्रेड गेम्स में एक छोटे से डायलॉग, सी इट हैज नथिंग टू विद पॉलिटिक्स. सेक्रेड गेम्स इज मेड फॉर वर्ल्ड ऑडियंस. इट इज अ नेटफ्लिक्स ओरिजिनल शो. And it is not a political show. It is about underworld set in Mumbai. And there is just one line which refers to Rajiv Gandhi and Bofors, which is in public domain. And two people stand up and file some ridiculous petitions in courts. And even Priyanka, as you said 2 minutes back, in a press conference, supported them, you know. And then the party distances them. पार्टी अपने आप को उससे डिस्टेंस कर लेती है, जैसी भाजपा हमेशा करती चली आई है. सो ये फाइनली जो अटैक है फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन पे, खासकर फिल्म मेकर्स पे, वो लगातार बढ़ते चले जा रहे हैं. यू मेक अ फिल्म, यू मेक अ सीरीज, देन यू हैव टू फाइट दीज पीपल इन कोर्ट्स, यू नो. सो दिस इज सम काइंड ऑफ अ शैम व्हिच इज हैपनिंग इन दिस कंट्री.
Absolutely, that's an excellent point that Ashwini Chaudhary has put forward, because even during the Padmavat controversy, the Bharatiya Janata Party kept distancing itself from those people who were making a fuss on the streets, which was the Kardi Sena. It sounds like the Congress is doing exactly the same thing now. Sanjana, go ahead. Do you believe that films and filmmakers are constantly being targeted in this country?
I think, the politicians in our country are just getting too smarter by the day. If you're a politician and if you want to become popular and if you want to be highlighted in your party in a very easy and in a very fine and the very quickest manner without doing too much of hard work, all you need to do is, I'm a Congress guy and they've spoken against my party and I am going to be the one who is filing a case precisely on this particular thing क्योंकि इन्होंने मेरे राजीव गांधी जी के बारे में बात किया, क्योंकि इन्होंने मेरे इंदिरा गांधी जी के बारे में बात किया. I've done my homework before I can come here. I've seen Sacred Games and all the dialogue. I would like to tell you कि माँ मर गई और बेटा PM हो गया. बस इतनी सी बात बोला है. Just that much, and they have showed that entire cremation thing happening and Rajiv Gandhi ji coming to power. They have just showed a situation. So I would like to say this such potential politicians. I feel so good when I'm sitting with intelligent people in this panel like Mr. Mohammed and Mr. Rajiv. I would like to give you all a piece of my mind. Come on, grow up, guys. BJP ने 2G scam किया, Congress ने 2G scam किया, BJP ने demonetization किया, ये किया, वो किया. Stop just making your own political papads like this on basis of anything or everything. If you're really a politician, go out there. Just before this, I've seen the headlines. People are dying because of potholes. What about that? Why don't you pick up that topic? Because you will not get free publicity. Because you will not get that free publicity which you're getting because of a Saif Ali Khan Sacred Games, because this is like super free publicity by attacking a superstar's web series, and you'll not even attack any of those small stupid web series because that doesn't have a superstar in it, and you will not get this kind of a publicity. So when will a politician finally start doing things which they actually have to do? That is to do with everything with the progress of the country. People are dying every day because of the rain in Mumbai. What about that? I would like to ask you all.
Very, very well said. Either of you gentlemen want to answer that question?
पतंगड़ बना रहे हो, कुछ है ही नहीं Sacred Game में. There's nothing in Sacred Game.
Well,
you're just making a huge hulala about it. There's nothing in Sacred Game. Yes, there's nudity, but the nudity has nothing to do with you.
I completely agree with you. No, I agree with you, Sanjana ji. मैं आपकी बात से 100% सहमत हूँ. I think we are giving too much time to this issue. These are private individuals. Let them proceed. And here, there's an important distinction to make. Don't lump us in with these people who ban channels for 24 hours. Don't lump us in with these people who lend implicit support to people who burn children's school buses. Don't lump us in with these people. We followed a procedure. Do you see people protesting, blocking roads, etc.? Of course not. Somebody has adopted a legal route. Under Section 499, the law of defamation allows them to do so. The court will decide if there's been defamation or not. Yes, as a Congress person, I find the comments distasteful. Of course, मुझे बुरा लगा. सुन के मुझे लगा कि it was gratuitous, Sanjana ji. मुझे लगा कि ज़रूरत नहीं थी ऐसे बोलने के लिए for the character to make his point. But again, they have the right under Article 19(1) of the Constitution. By all means. So again, the Congress's official position is we stand for freedom of speech. As we did in the case of Volta Punjab, as we did in the case of Padmavat, where Rahul Gandhi was the only senior leader to speak out.
Why don't they utilize that rights in your party?
So, मैं कह रहा हूँ संजना जी, I agree with you. I don't think we should be having this debate. I agree with you. I think there are better things to focus on and our attention on.
There is only one statement. I have seen the web series and have come here. It's in the second episode. कुछ भी नहीं कहा गया.
Well, just Sanjana, to be fair, you obviously haven't seen all the episodes, but I don't want to spoil it for you. There is another, there is a following episode in which the former Prime Minister is referred to as a coward would be a rough translation of the word that was used, and I think that is the portion that people have taken most offense to. Umar Hoda, advocate with the Supreme Court. Umar, obviously, this is, I agree with Sanjana, there are more important things for politicians to be focusing on, but they keep coming back to targeting films, targeting film stars. Is this cheap publicity, or do you believe that freedom of speech is actually seriously under threat in our country? Ashwini ji, I see your hand up. I will come to you as soon as Umar has had a say.
I'll just keep the legal perspective here.
Yes.
So I start, so a person, an individual has filed a complaint. He has the constitutional right and he's made it a complaint. The only person who can decide if the complaint is frivolous or not is the authority which received the complaint. It can throw away the complaint, it can start investigation on that. That is the issue. Even under, I wouldn't want to correct my learned friend, but under 69A of the Information Technology Act, the government can remove or delete any content that they want. So if we file a complaint or a petition, the government can act upon it and delete that scene if it feels that there's something objectionable to it. Now comes in the larger issue of regulating this content over online media. I completely agree with Sanjana ma'am there, where she's saying that there are major and larger issues involved, but she has to realize that online platform is being used to spread other rumors and other ways. There can be other documentaries or anything which can just spread a different message and can be a larger issue which might affect the entire country. So this is where the government has thought about it, and a committee is being set up on 4th April of 2018. As per that committee, they are supposed to find regulations to regulate this specific online media platforms such as Netflix, Amazon, the other IDs. See, we know that television is under regulations of the Cable Television Network rules and regulations. The print media is under the Press Council of India Act. So these are the things. So there's regulation involved. And the larger issue is we need regulation because in today's time, this online platform can be used for other issues which might just spread across. Might use that pothole issue and create a documentary to show that this pothole was created by a specific member or a specific community in a specific area, and then they might just incite someone there. So this could be another thing. So that's why I'm saying this is an important issue. There is something involved here, and the government has actually set up a committee, and it has actually informed people to come up and with their comments and with their advice what they have and what regulations can be followed. That's, from me, that's the legal perspective here and how the larger issue is being dealt in this debate.
Well, it's important also to put forward to our audience, like I was saying in the beginning of the show, which Umar Huda has brought forward very well, that what you're looking at this point is online content has no censorship. For television, we are regulated by the INB ministry, and there are various regulations. Film, of course, is regulated by the board for film certification. But what we call OTT, which is Amazon Prime, Hotstar, Netflix, they're not regulated at this point. Amazon Prime and Hotstar self-regulate, so they censor a lot of the content that they're putting on. But Netflix has chosen not to run any sort of censorship at all in India as they do overseas. Ashwini ji, you had a point to make. Please go ahead.
I just wanted to make one point. I'm not very sure how many people who are sitting here on the panel are discussing Sacred Games have seen the show. I've seen the complete season. I've seen all the 8 episodes. The point which I want to make it is this. This is a show which is not coming on Doordarshan. This is on Netflix. This is one. Secondly, the word some gentleman from Congress who filed a petition somewhere in Bangalore. He got offended with one word, which I think Madam Priyanka was also referring to, which Faye just said, which is translated roughly in English as coward. You know, so I don't find anything offensive in that particular word, which in Hindi is called fattu. Somebody who doesn't take a stand in life at a particular given point of time, you know. So ये आम बोलचाल की भाषा का शब्द है. The political discourse में जिस तरह के शब्दों का, जिस तरह के लैंग्वेज का इस्तेमाल हमारी टॉप लीडरशिप आज करती है, उसके सामने जिस तरह के शब्दों का इस्तेमाल हम फिल्म मेकर्स करते हैं अपने शोज में या फिल्म्स में, वो कुछ नहीं है. So I think the politicians don't have any right to teach us moral science here. Political discourse को ये लोग जिस लेवल पे लेकर के आ गए हैं, उन शब्दों को तो हम लोग बोल ही नहीं सकते हैं फिल्मों में. So मुझे नहीं लगता कि इन लोगों को इतना सेंसिटिव होना चाहिए इन चीजों को लेकर के. A gangster in Mumbai, the kind of language he uses in Sacred Games, you know, and that's perfectly fine.
Well, that's a very interesting point to bring forward, that the quality of political discourse at this point could perhaps not be repeated on most television channels. Mohammad Khan, he's right, it's true.
Yeah, Faye, on a lighter note, I want to say something. I want to say that Ashwini ji, मैं समझ नहीं पा रहा हूँ आप आक्रामक क्यों हो रहे हैं. मैं तो आपकी बात से सहमत हूँ, जैसे मैंने संजना जी को भी कहा, मगर मैं एक बात कहना चाहता हूँ. Faye, you will attest to the fact that us Congress people are a very thick-skinned lot. You and your colleagues will attest to that fact. And I must recount here a story that Jairam Ramesh ji told me about Indira Gandhi. Natwar Singh was an IFS officer and he wanted to join the Congress. He was a man known for his very fashionable wardrobe. He used to get his suit stitched from Savile Row. And he came to Indira Gandhi and said, now that I'm joining politics, perhaps I should get myself a new wardrobe. And Indira Gandhi looked at him and said, get yourself a thicker skin. That is the motto we live by. We are not so thin-skinned, Ashwini साहब, कि हम नाराज हो जाएं या परेशान हो जाएं. मतलब इतनी बड़ी पार्टियां हैं, इनमें कोई ना कोई हर आदमी का जो टॉलरेंस लेवल होता है अलग होता है. हम लोग जो है जी हमें आपत्तिजनक लगे ये बयानात, और जैसे फे बता रही थी, not wanting to spoil the show for anyone else, there is objectionable content thereafter as well. But
देखिए, again, if we considered it an issue worth moving on, as Mr. Huda pointed out, under the IT Act Section 69A, in Karnataka and Punjab, we could have said, no, this will not be broadcast, or we would have filed an injunction. We didn't do that because we don't believe in doing that. Of course,
no, you didn't do it. Hang on, you didn't do it, Mohammad Khan, because you're a party full of lawyers and you know that you cannot stop broadcast on the internet, and this is not being broadcast on any television channel. And your group of lawyers got together after yesterday's press conference and realized there's no meat in your objection and it's better to roll back and distance yourself. Is that not true? How would you have stopped the broadcast in Karnataka? What will you do? Black out the internet or black out Netflix? Well, what would you have done? That makes no sense whatsoever.
As one of those lawyers, no, of course. But look, states do regulate the usage of internet within those states and contents within those states, and they would have served a notice on Netflix. I agree with you. There is no point getting into how the mechanics of that regulation would have worked because we didn't consider it at that point of time. As one of the lawyers you mentioned, I myself pointed out to the fact, and many people in the party agreed unanimously, yes, this is something that is undesirable, but it's not worth pursuing beyond a point. There's no question of it working or not.
It's very easy to roll back now, but the truth is you did have a press conference. Rajiv Pandey would want to respond to this. Rajiv Pandey, you are at this point saying that the Congress is taking offense. But is it not true, Rajiv Pandey, that less than a year ago, when the question was about Padmavat, the film, various members of the BJP said sentiments should be taken into consideration when making films. You cannot hurt sentiments like this. Our sentiments are very important. Isn't this the same thing?
Can I respond? As far as Padmavat is concerned, the moment CBFC cleared the film, government took a decision, took a firm stand, and film was released in the whole country.
No, that's not true.
Until CBFC has given certificate,
that's not true,
you cannot do anything.
That's not true,
there was a certificate, and then can I? No,
film
was released or not?
It did not. No, it didn't release in Rajasthan. Rajasthan gave it trouble. There were several states that said they will not allow the film to release. But the state government said that they will not allow the film to release. Remember, and if you want, I will refresh your memory because I tracked that case very closely here on the channel.
No. I have conducted that many programs on that. There were some issues. Later on, film was released, and BJP was not party to that. That is first my submission. BJP did not do any press conference like Congress spokesperson did yesterday. Okay, so BJP, show me press conference of any BJP leader.
BJP leaders were on this channel on a daily basis talking about their hurt sentiments.
Political debates, I have nothing to say about that. Okay. Only I am talking one line, ma'am. You know, in this country, the double standard of Congress, when Bharat Tere Tukde Honge, that was considered as a freedom of speech and expression. When M.F. Hussain was painting Sita ji, Durga ji, that was freedom of speech and expression. But Congress now, a prime minister whose name was very well in the public domain, that what kind of sin he has committed in the Sahabano case, what kind of things he has done in Bofors, that issue is somebody showing, and they are becoming touchy. Is this not the fact that Muslims, women rights were defeated by the Rajiv Gandhi by passing a ordinance and removing the order passed by the Honorable Supreme Court of India?
Can I say something?
Is this not the fact that Rajiv Gandhi did injustice to Muslim women even after the Supreme Court order? Which now this present dispensation, after the Honorable Supreme Court of India order, they have tried to pass a law. Again, Congress is trying to defeat the rights of the Muslim sisters and mothers by objecting triple talaq bill. It is, you know, if we are here to, if you debate other debates,
no, but okay, actually, hang on. Let me, one second. Let me just bring in another piece of information. And this is history. This is research. Yes, Sanjana, go ahead. Sanjana, go ahead.
I think this is becoming more of a political kind of a debate. I can see that I have two people, I have one people bleeding BJP blood who are very sincere to their party. I can see the other person being very faithfully a congressman. But what I would like to say is this debate is more about sacred games, and it's about simple terms that shouldn't have or have been spoken in sacred games. And yeah, and I think we should stick to that very importantly.
Well, let me just ask Mohammad Khan this. Mohammad Khan just talked about how it is a thick-skinned party that doesn't take offense and does not support this sort of censorship of freedom of speech. Mohammad Khan, when the film Indu Sarkar was being released at that time,
Yes.
the Congress party's Jyotiraditya
Yeah.
Scindia said the film aims to defame the public image of former leaders of the country. This is the primary reason for the party opposing the film, since the Congress party is opposing the film as it claims negatively portrays the characters of former Prime Minister Indira Gandhi and her son Sanjay Gandhi. What's your response? Isn't that the Congress party being thin-skinned and asking for... You went to court. You asked for an injunction against that film. You just figured out in this particular case that you can't win. That's the only difference.
And I remember Mr. Nirupam also protested. Yes. No, I'll tell you something. No, I'll tell you the difference. First of all, Hindu Sarkar was a movie made, in our opinion, with the absolute objective of maligning a particular family and portraying them in a particular life. It was, as they refer to biographies of this nature, a hagiography intended to serve a polemic and a backward view of the Gandhi family. Of course, when someone takes, and this was not a faithful adaptation of history as it unfolded, it was a particular narrative. And that was designed to serve the BJP's agenda. The director in question is well known to everyone. He's been on this channel as well. You know as well as I do what his political views are. He may be a wonderful gentleman otherwise, but in this case, his political views spoke through his film. Number two, I want to say something to Rajiv ji. Rajiv ji, आप कह रहे थे मुझसे, मुझे मिसाल दीजिए कि who spoke, whether a BJP spokesperson or a BJP leader spoke on the Padmavat controversy. Haryana BJP leader Suraj Pal Amu offered to double the 5 crore bounty on that was, आपको याद है जो लगाई गई थी दीपिका पादुकोण पे या किसी पे? Your leader Suraj Pal Amu
he was removed.
made the statement.
He was removed.
You know what Yogi Adityanath, Ajay Singh Bisht said. Ajay Singh Bisht, you know what he said? सुनिए तो फिर ये तो सुनिए अजय सिंह बिष्ट ने क्या कहा? अजय सिंह बिष्ट ने कहा आई फील दैट इफ दोज गिविंग डेथ थ्रेट्स आर गिल्टी देन बंसाली इज आल्सो गिल्टी ऑफ हर्टिंग पीपल सेंटिमेंट्स. ये तो आपके मुख्यमंत्री हैं उत्तर प्रदेश के, इनके खिलाफ आपने क्या कदम उठाया? अगेन एवरीबडी एल्स ऑन दिस पैनल हैज द राइट टू लेक्चर अस एंड क्वेश्चन अस. यू डोंट. That is what I'm reminding you. You who black out channels, who put your foot on the throat of the media to try and cut down voices, who file defamation cases against online publications, who write articles against you, you are the last people who can lecture us on this. Everybody else on this panel has the right. You don't.
In fact, we have a couple of people on the phone line. 1 second. We have Gaurav Alvar who has called in right now. Gaurav, go ahead.
Yeah, good evening.
Can I respond? This I will have to respond if you give me 30 seconds.
No, 1 second. Let my viewers speak and then I'll come straight back to you, Rajiv Pandey. Gaurav, please go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to give an unsolicited advice to both the politicians that please practice what you preach. Don't create potholes for us to fall into and just create the whole drama of freedom of expression. It suits every party. And for example, the NDTV ban that took place, the Tamil movie that Marcel, on which BJP took its objection. So I think the politicians take the viewer for, specifically the citizen of this country, for granted. And they do really think that we are fool enough to fall in those potholes. But I just want to ask specifically the BJP person that he was saying that no leader came out in against the Padmavat, but it was banned in Rajasthan, UP, and several other states. And I specifically can share my experience that I was not able to see the movie in Rajasthan because it was banned for such a long time, and the theaters were also literally scared of releasing the movie. So, do you really think that the people of this country are fool enough to just fall into all those potholes, and people are literally falling in the potholes? So, what's the answer for that?
Well, Shobha from Mumbai is also on the phone. Shobha, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to, I have a word of advice for the media, and I would just like you, particularly you, Faye, because you conduct the program so well, just nip this in the bud and don't get manipulated by the sentiments that are expressed by these political parties, because where are their hurt sentiments when real issues come up? So I really want to tell you that don't give a platform to these politicians. Please don't do that. And also, please remember that Netflix, something like Netflix is for mature audiences. And the public of India does not take offense. So the political parties also not to take offense.
All right. We also have Raghu on the phone line from Mumbai. Raghu?
Hi, Faye.
Hi, good evening. Go ahead, Raghu.
Yeah, hi, Faye. I just wanted to tell that any discussion that we have nowadays on TV programs and debates why does it always get narrowed as a discussion between the Congress party and the BJP? Why doesn't the real question get addressed?
Exactly.
The next point that I have to say here is, I found the movie, The Sacred Games, highly objectionable. The scenes, the dialogues to me were pretty objectionable. I really sat down to watch this particular series, seeing Saif Ali Khan. And believe me, the next time if I see Saif in any of the web series, it will be with a pinch of salt I'll be watching. That's my point.
Well, okay, all right. So let me first of all address the questions that came to the media. Raghu, unfortunately, over the next 1 year, as we get closer and closer towards the next general election, you will find that most conversations, including what you should have for breakfast, are going to become a conversation between the BJP and the Congress as we go closer and closer towards a big election. But to answer the question from the media's point of view, and I want to pick up what Umar Huda said, this is important. We might want to think that this is a frivolous, this is a frivolous matter and it shouldn't be taken up on national news, but it is important. When we have people in power who take objection to things that are said in films, things that are said in the media, things that are said by journalists, we're moving closer and closer towards a world where there is no freedom of expression. And a world where there's no freedom of expression is a world where there is no democracy. And that is why this is an important conversation to have. And I'm going to take this back to Umar Huda. Umar, from a legal point of view, from a democratic point of view, how important is it to have these conversations about the full extent of freedom of speech and expression in our country?
I'll just explain. So what right now is happening, there's a committee set up which is deciding the guidelines and the regulations for this online media platform streaming or however it is. So right now this whole national issue might just expedite the process and these guidelines might come out. Now when these guidelines come out and these regulations come out, the issue comes in whether they violate our fundamental right, our freedom to speech. We go through them. As an advocate, I'll go through them. If I feel that my fundamental right is being violated, I go to my Honorable Supreme Court or my High Court. I have full trust in my judiciary in that way. So the process is there. So we don't have to, so what exactly right now is happening is the framework is ready. We're just waiting for these guidelines. And this issue is being expedited in that way because now it's become a national issue. People are realizing what exactly Netflix can play anything that it wants. It doesn't have any guidelines to follow or anything as such. And the freedom of expression can be decided when the government comes with its guidelines. Then we can easily decide, and our judiciary is very willingly will hear us out and will decide accordingly if our fundamental right is being violated by these guidelines or not. So that is where I come with my legal argument.
All right, Rajiv Pandey wanted to respond to what Mohammad Khan was saying. Very quickly, please go ahead.
You see that even I feel that there should be some guidelines. Government has set up a committee and government is working on that. Guidelines will come, and if it violates any rights, people will have right to go to the courts, and I think that guidelines will decide about the content of the internet. But that is being objected by many people. What I was trying to say, I agree with Congress spokesperson Sahab that Congresses are thick-skinned. And that's why in emergency, all opposition's leaders were locked up for 2 years. Many opposition leaders were killed in the time of during emergency in Bihar by the police brutality. They are thick-skinned, and I salute them for being thick-skinned because they are like that. They did not bother about that the whole first time after the independence, the fundamental rights were suspended by a Congress-led government, by Indira Ji government. So I agree with them. This is a very small issue for them. But I feel personally as an advocate that freedom of speech and expression is absolute, subject to the law and order situation for a state, which is a state subject.
All right, I'm going to give the last word to Ashwini Chaudhary. Ashwini Chaudhary, go ahead, please.
Can I just respond?
No, because you know, if I allow you to respond, Mohammad Khan, it's going to be a back and forth.
राजीव पांडे जी आपकी बात का जवाब देना चाहूँगा.
जी, Ashwini जी बोलिए.
जी, मैं राजीव जी की बात का जवाब देना चाहूँगा. उससे पहले जो हुड्डा साहब कह रहे थे, see these committees and these so-called guidelines, they are just an eyewash. We have been fighting against censorship as film industry for donkey years now. So this very government made a committee under the leadership of Shyam Benegal Saab, it is more than 2 years that he has submitted a report and no action has been taken. So censor board is still working the way it was working 50 years back. So this is one. दूसरा, मैं राजीव पांडे जी से एक बहुत छोटा सा सवाल पूछना चाहूँगा, जो आज बड़ा फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन के नाम पर यहाँ पर बहुत बड़ा भाषण दे रहे हैं। सेक्रेट गेम्स में जो कांग्रेस जिस चीज से ऑफेंड हुई, जिस शब्द को लेकर के ऑफेंड हुई, जो अंग्रेजी में कवर्ड शब्द का इस्तेमाल कर रही है फैजी, कि जब 1984 में दंगे हुए तो उस वक्त राजीव गांधी ने स्टैंड नहीं लिया और वो कवर्ड थे। अगर यही शब्द 2002 के गोदा रॉयट्स के बाद गुजरात के संदर्भ में यूज किया गया होता कि उस वक्त के वहां के चीफ मिनिस्टर वो थे जो राजीव गांधी थे, तो क्या आज राजीव पांडे बैठ करके और फ्रीडम ऑफ एक्सप्रेशन के लिए यहां लड़ रहे होते? बिल्कुल नहीं लड़ रहे होते। सो जिस पॉलिटिकल पार्टी को जिस वक्त जो सूट करता है वो उस तरह का स्टैंड लेती है, और यही विडंबना है आज देश की, क्योंकि देयर इज नो स्पाइन इन दीज पॉलिटिशियंस। जो उनको सूट करता है वो अपनी रोटियां सेकने के लिए बैठे हैं यहाँ, वो हमारी फिल्मों हमारे शोज के ऊपर अपनी राजनीति कर रहे हैं, उनका अपना कोई स्टैंड लाइफ में नहीं है।
और अश्विनी जी, क्या आपको लगता है कि ऑनलाइन कंटेंट को रेगुलेट करनी चाहिए?
जी, आप ऑनलाइन कंटेंट को रेगुलेट नहीं कर सकते हैं। सी, इंटरनेट है, अगर क्या आप यूट्यूब को रेगुलेट करेंगे? आप नहीं कर सकते हैं। जो मैं बार बार कह रहा था कि दिस इज अ शो विच इज बीइंग मेड फॉर नेटफ्लिक्स ओरिजिनल, जो एक व्यूअर कह रहे थे कि उनको बहुत ऑफेंसिव लगा, उसमें एक्सप्लिसिट सीन्स हैं। आप सी, गो टू IMDb and see the rating of Sacred Games, it is 9.4. The world audience is loving the show. अगर आपको अच्छा नहीं लगता है तो आप ना देखें। अगर आपकी सेंसिबिलिटीज हर्ट होती हैं, अगर आप इस तरह की जबान, आप इस तरह के सीन्स नहीं देख सकते हैं, अगर आपकी दिमाग की खिड़कियां इतनी नहीं खुली हैं, तो आप मत देखिए। सिंपल एज दैट।
Absolutely, really well said. I'm going to wrap this up, wrap up the conversation on that note. Very well said by both Umar Huda and Ashwini Chaudhary, and of course Sanjana, who said that freedom of speech is important. You cannot regulate, and if it offends you, like we have kept saying, don't watch it. Sacred Games is a show that has released on Netflix. We must realize that in India, OTT content or content that's available on the internet is not regulated right now. But should the government consider regulation? That's the big question that's going to loom larger after this controversy. The Congress has in the meantime, backtracked its objection to this particular show. The appeal is before the High Court, and the High Court will hear it over the next few days, and we'll bring you updates of that. In the meantime, we take a quick break and we'll come back on the other side with news and updates. Don't go anywhere.